everybody, I'm Jelani.
And I'm Brooks.
And together we are Gold Figure Reviews. And for today, we have the Marvel Legends series, Phoenix. It's Jean Grey and the Phoenix Force together.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, we should have gotten this ages ago. Now, we did get a Phoenix figure with a terrible head. And then, we got a Dark Phoenix 2-pack with Cyclops that has a pretty decent head to fix it. But there's a lot of stuff going on that we haven't had a decent Phoenix figure in years.
Yeah.
So we got this one. It looks like it's new articulation, new body mold.
I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, I really hope so.
It's been like a few years since that last one. So
that's true. And if you're gonna do it, please don't repeat.
Yeah.
It's okay. Always innovate. It looks like they did. I like the packaging. On the sides, it's just fire and the Phoenix Force.
That on classic Phoenix symbol.
Yeah. On this side, we got Jean.
Yeah.
She looks
like kind of like a homage to that classic cover.
Yeah.
She's rising out of the water.
Yeah. I forgot who drew this one though. That looks good. And then on the back, it is Jean in her glory. I think this might be a computer rendering. And these are the words there. You can pause it if you want to. Talks about it. Hasbro at the bottom. And of course, at the bottom of this is the barcode. If you want to check that out, I'm flipping it over. It's got the legalese too. And barcode again. And on the top, it is spot varnished. And it's also got the Phoenix Force. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty much what you come to expect from these special edition Legends boxes.
Yeah, it's basically standard.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is crack this bad boy open and see what's going on.
So here's Jean as the Phoenix, of course, in the classic Good Phoenix green and gold. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Jean's my favorite X-Man. And,
really?
Yeah, man.
I had no idea, dude.
Yeah, it's like she's my second favorite superhero of all time, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and like recently, like my niece, she started watching X-Men '97, and she's like, she's my favorite to Jean, and I was like, oh, that warms my heart.
That's good, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like fate in Jean.
Yeah, it's like X-Men '97 does her a lot better than the original series did, where she's like. She comes up, I am Phoenix, and then immediately faints.
Yeah.
Like every time they gave her a badass moment, they like undercut it by having her faint or something. But this is the newest figure iteration of the green suit Phoenix, and I have to say I was pretty excited about this one, mainly because of the Phoenix Force backdrop. But the figure itself is a good update. Like the last one we got, it was just pretty good, but the head sculpt was not so great. And this one looks a whole lot better, I think. Taking a closer look. The head, she comes with an extra head, of course, but the one she comes with has that kind of windswept look.
Yeah, I like that, though.
Yeah.
It should have helped with, like, the articulation with it, but it doesn't look like it will because it's all that hair.
Yeah, like she's got those mascara eyes.
Yeah. It would have been better, too, to just have regular hair.
Yeah, like I wish they'd had a resting hair head with her, but... they ain't gonna give us that, are they? But body-wise, she's looking pretty good as well. The arms are very nice. You got these, of course.
Yeah, the butterfly joints on there. It's a lot more movement.
Yeah.
Than you've seen in a female figure.
Yeah, and like you want to be able to like do all kinds of poses with her. And double jointed elbows, of course. You got that bicep swivel there, as per usual. And wrist is pretty typical. And of course, she's got alternate hands, so you can switch those out. Her midsection is quite impressive, though.
Yeah, it goes back pretty far.
Yeah, it's like it's got a lot of options with this. Like it's got the ab joint there, so yeah, you could have her like doing all kinds of crazy flying poses because she liked to fly
a little bit.
She liked to fly, And legs are pretty standard. From what we expect these days. No Jean-Claude, but it's fine. And we got this, of course. We got that thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Except
also
no substitute.
Pinless.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, they are pinless.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. And no boot cut, but she doesn't really need it. And she's got the typical kind of ankle that you expect these days. But yeah, it's good for like, getting her in those flying poses. Like, you want to.
I can fly.
I believe I can fly.
That's right.
And so yeah, she's pretty good. Like I really like the coloring on her too. She's got that really dark green.
Yeah.
And the gold instead of just yellow, like the retro card Dark Phoenix, where it had more of the yellow.
Yeah.
This one's got more of the gold. But extra wise, she comes with this extra head, a kind of like a power up head. It's kind of like, I guess, her Super Saiyan.
Yeah, she's like ready to go.
Yeah, she's not going full dark, but she's calling the power of the Phoenix. She ain't fucking around no more.
Yeah.
And she comes only with 2 extra hands too, both fists, which is good. It's good to have some fist in case you want to have her
punching.
Yeah, want to have her punching the guy.
Yeah.
But I think the spread out hands are kind of what most people will keep on her because she'll be doing that telekinetic BS. But yeah, overall she is not too bad, and I'm really glad that they gave Light Phoenix Jean an upgrade.
Yeah, she really needed this one because that last one, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like it was all right, but the head was just not quite what you wanted, and they didn't give you an extra head with her either.
Yeah. Terrible.
And I do wish they'd have given her a resting head on this one, but it's fine. I kind of prefer. I like the windswept hair a little better than I would like a resting hair, but it would have been nice to have just had that extra, especially considering how expensive this figure was.
Yeah, it's quite expensive. All right, and here we have the Phoenix Force itself, the base of the figure, and it looks nice. I like the translucent colors.
It was definitely a selling point for me on this one.
Yeah, we definitely needed a Phoenix Force to go with the first Phoenix figure, which was trash. And we needed all of these effects in some form or fashion. So yeah, looking closely, first of all, at the Phoenix itself, and it's very, very, very nice.
Yeah, the head's got a little bit of articulation too.
Yep. You can move it a little bit right and left. Doesn't go up and down. It's on a ball joint. So it does what it does, but it's the only moving part. Yeah. Everything else is pretty much static. Looking at the back of it, it also looks great. I like the fact that it looks like a bird, but it's also flame in there. That's awesome. I like that tail too, and I like the fact you can see flame feet there, and the transition of colors is fantastic. I will always say that it looks cool.
Yeah,
but it's very static. It is what it is.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a little bit of articulation in the wings.
Yeah, we could have done that. But yeah, looking at the base itself, it's these 2 flame pieces, and they have their own little sections where you can connect them in. And it also comes with this base piece that you put at the bottom. So far, I think the best way to do it is to just connect it first and then put the base piece at the bottom. So we'll try that first. There's a hole right there and the piece right there. And then there's another piece here and another hole on this side over here. So basically all you're doing is just jamming this bad boy together like so. And then you put the base piece under it. I found this was the easier way because as you see it, and I didn't connect it. Hold on. Didn't go in there properly. But when you do connect it, it looks like this. And it has that same kind of 7 look. And then you stick it in that way. Looks like that's the easiest way to snap it in there. Once you snap it in there,
the bottom piece just kind of hold the pieces together.
Yeah, it binds it. And then this is kind of tricky. Looking at this, it has grooves and you can weave it in. It looks like you have to have this piece right here, but when you do it, you can weave it in kind of like that. But the problem is, I think you have to do it like that as well. But it
Yeah,
has
it's not
it's a little
self-explanatory.
tricky. It's a little tricky, and you can do it however you like.
Yeah.
And we're doing it live, so it doesn't matter. So putting it in,
he fucks it up like it's all his fault.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, it kind of sort of does this.
Yeah.
It's not the best way to do it. I mean, there are ways that you can have it attached, and generally there's like a piece too that's in there that you can groove it into.
Mm.
But I mean, it's a mess. I'm not a fan of this. It's just, all right, you gotta put it in there.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
It is a little tricky, but once you get it in there, I mean, you can do it this way. You can have it any other way as well. But this is the best way I've got it so far.
Mm.
We'll keep working on it and see what it does. But it also has a hole there where you can stick Jean's foot. So, like, you could even turn it this way, like, and have Jean have her foot placed in it.
Mm.
But, it is wild. It's very weird to like connect it in that way.
It's kind of just the translucent plastic makes it kind of hard to see,
what you need to put in. Yeah, but it looks good.
And the base can double as like, if you take the bird off, you can use it as just like, a basic fire kind of swirl effect.
And it works for other figures as well, like a Human Torch or Nova, or anyone with flame effects. Firestar, yeah. So, all in all, not a bad base, just a little confusing.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Here we have our new Jean on the base with the classic jeans from way back in the day. It was like the first.
These Legends. Are originals. Yep. Yeah. The Toy Biz ones.
And like the base on these, I really like because it has that wall mount ability with it. It can function as a stand. As you can see, there's a little hinge down here at the bottom where you could like have it mounted on the wall as well. And I was kind of hoping they would do that with this one too. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't. But like as a regular, just like on the ground stand, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I like both of them. It was good for its time.
Mm-hmm.
It did well. He put it up on the wall. I just wanted the wingspan. It just need to be a lot bigger in a lot of different ways. But yeah, compared to this one, it is a major update. All right, and here we have the original Phoenix that we got from Hasbro. It came, I believe, with the Juggernaut wave. This is the one with the original head. I cannot stand this head.
Yeah, it's not a great head.
It's like it's so squinched in School Marmy. I don't we talked about it. It's not the best figure, but
the hair isn't great.
The hair is terrible. Like there's a whole bunch going on. The hair is good because it sticks out though. You can do it in flying poses.
Give the head a little more movement range.
But yeah, that head, I can't still stand that head. And this is the same figure, but it comes with the 2-pack Cyclops and Dark Phoenix. It was a Toys R Us exclusive, Ancient. We'll talk about it in a second, but that's the other head that came with it. Of course, these figures this is a huge update to these two and what we got. So, I mean, I like them. I like this one a lot more.
Yeah, like even the shade of green that her suit is a little different. But, she still does have kind of the same gold, though.
Right. Yeah. But it's fine. And I like the fact that we get that and the fact we also get a Phoenix Force base. Yeah. Not too bad.
And here she is beside, this was a 2-pack that I was not familiar with. Like, I'd never seen this before, but it was a thing, apparently. It was a Dark Phoenix and Cyclops 2-pack.
Yep. This was a hard to get 2-pack, man. I got this one from Nashville at the last time I ever went to a Toys R Us. And they only had like one left. And people were fighting like dogs for these, man. It was hard to get. And I'm glad this Phoenix is easier to get, of course. But we needed to update that Cyclops body mold. He definitely needs to get the new buck. the X-Men 97 version.
Yeah, like they needed to
He
give us
needs that.
a new version of the blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Cyclops.
And that Dark Phoenix comes with like 2 other heads. It comes with the head we showed before, and it shows with like the regular Jean, just a regular head, where she's like kind of normal. All of these heads pretty much fit on the new body. We might show that off.
Yeah, that's one thing I've liked about the new Legends is that kind of like a switchability with heads and such.
Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, and here we have Jean with her other counterparts. We've got the Black Queen that came with the Hellfire 4-pack. This also came with a head for Selene.
And you get 2 Black Queens for the price of 1.
That's right. It's pretty nice. And it's a sexy figure. Yeah, she's very sexy. And then, of course, on the other side, we have the retro card Dark Phoenix. We did a little review. Actually, I didn't. Brooks did.
Yeah, this guy, he vanished off the face of the earth, and I had to do it all myself.
Yeah. You did a good job, though, I think.
I did. I did a good job.
Check out the video. Yeah, we did pretty good on that one, too. So, yeah, not too bad. I like these forms of Jean. We love X-Men, so we're going to have tons of X-Men comparisons.
And here she is with 2 of her greatest love interests. This is the infamous love triangle of the X-Men. Wolverine, of course, and Cyclops, as I call them, snot scummers.
Hey, I like Cyclops.
I got kid, of course. So, he's no Hordak, but I kind of was like, I was a fan. But this is the X-Men 97 version, which is very nice. I really like this figure. And I like the characterization they did of him in X-Men 97 as well. I think
and that body mold, that's the one we need to have for the classic Cyclops.
Yeah, it's got,
now that we got to that point. Yeah, I like that body mold on him.
Yeah, and the Wolverine is the brown suit. It was I believe it's also from the Juggernaut.
That's from the Juggernaut wave.
It was the one that didn't come with a piece, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't have him. So I don't need that. I don't need another Wolverine.
It turned out to be like the only Wolverine we got that was that good. We never got a good enough Wolverine from that ever again.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably redo him down the line, but up to this point, he's probably the best brown suit version that they've done so far.
Yeah. All right, and here Jean is with the Marvel Select Phoenix figure that came out in 2 variant versions. We got the regular flesh colored, and we have the full-on Phoenix version. Basically, that's the one that showed up. I think, that's the one that showed up in the new X-Men comic book at the end when Phoenix died for a really, really, really long time afterwards.
Grant Morrison managed to kill the character for longer than any X-Men writer.
Yeah.
So thus far.
It is absolutely wild that he got away with that for as long as he did, but it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, it was just they decided not to bring her back for a while.
Yeah. Smart move. But
absence does make the heart grow fonder sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. She looks good with these, and I think you can just as easily put her on those bases as well. I mean, any Phoenix can fit on the Phoenix Force for the Marvel Select. That's still my favorite one. It's so clean.
I think the Select base would work well with the Legends because of just how much bigger the Selects are. So like that more massive size.
Yeah, that wingspan is absolutely crazy. But I mean, this one is fine too. It's just got better plastic.
Yeah, I like
the plastic on it as opposed to the other two. Just showing the back off with these. It looks good. All of these would go well in a display.
Yeah, I like how the flames go from orange to red at the tips.
Yeah,
it's a nice addition.
It's very nice. And on top of that, the only downside to this was you can't hang these up. Now you could try and mount them these two pretty decently, but this is segmented, so you might have a little trouble trying to mount it to a wall or something like that. That's the only other problem I would have with it going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so all in all, it's not a bad figure. And here with the X-Men all together, it's not bad at all, I think. I like the setup. I like the way the base is. I have gripes with the base. But the Phoenix Force is still kind of clean.
Yeah, once you get it together, like it really works.
Yeah, I mean it's a good centerpiece to a lot of things you can do, and I'm definitely putting it with Mike Fit, of course. So it's not a problem here. So of course we give figure points out here, and Brooks, how many figure points would you give this Jean Grey Phoenix Force Phoenix figure from Hasbro?
That's a mouthful. Well, I love this figure, and you know I'm a Jean lover. Like I love the character, and I love this iteration of the character. But like I think this figure falls just a tad bit short on the extras. This is like kind of a common complaint. I know I always bang on about how they don't give you enough. But this figure, like aside from the base, like she doesn't come with a whole lot. Just one extra head and a couple of hands. And I think they could have given us some like flame effects for her hands or something, like just a little bit.
Yeah, or extra. One more head, like a flat head.
Yeah, like a resting hair head.
Right. Every little thing counts. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I can't give it a perfect score. I'd give her a 4. Like the figure itself is great, and the base is really awesome. But I just wish they would have given us more, because this was like a pretty expensive figure. Like I bought this at my local comic shop, and it was like $60.
Yeah.
So, for that much, I expected a little more than like a head and a couple of hands to go with it,
Absolutely. And I agree. I'm going to give it a 4 as well. It's one of those figures that is much needed. We needed to get the articulation with this, the pinless joints, pretty much everything you wanted with this figure you got, except for, I think, one more head.
I think one more head would have probably
done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and flame effects for the hands. Just little things that we can complain about. On top of that, the base itself is kind of weird to put together. On top of that, it doesn't have a hook or anything to put in the wall.
Yeah.
It's good to have wall mounts, and it's good to have stands that you don't have to set on counters.
And it could have easily been done.
Yeah, and it's a minor complaint for that, but at the same time, it should be something that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys tell us what you think in the comments. How many figure points would you give it? We are still in the running for the CBC Awards for Best Statue and Toy Review. Check us out for that. Go to cbcawards.org and vote.
And if we lose, the election was rigged.
Yeah, it's all rigged.
Yeah.
We'll say that we won.
Getting ahead of it.
That's right. Every time. So, yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And, of course, get out there and go figure.